Well, we're gonna start since you're here in person and we have
Online.
a couple people online. I know they can hear us and I know they can see us. I'm gonna start sharing my screen with them as we figure out the chat for them to communicate with us. But let's start presenting. Let's start our presentation. And the first thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna ask you to get your phone out and you're gonna be interacting with us through an app, sort of an app. It's called Hair Deck. And to get to participate with us, we're gonna be asking you in person because you're here. But the idea of having this per deck online is for people that are connected online, right? But if you want to play along, that'll be nice too. So if you go on your phone to your browser, whatever browser you use, Safari or Google or whatever browser you use, go to joinpd.com. And then you're going to be asked to type in a code. And as you are doing that, I see that there's one person connected.
That's me.
That's you? Oh, that's good. As we do that, we're going to introduce ourselves. Ms. Quinn, you want to start?
My name is Courtney Quinn. I have been with the Sweetwater Union High School District for 16 years, as a teacher for 11, and then as a categorical coordinator and restorative practice for about 5. In September, I moved over to Launch Virtual Academy, which is the first virtual academy in the Sweetwater Union High School District, and I'm the assistant principal over there.
Thank you, Ms. Quinn. And my name is Jesus Ulloa. I am the principal of Launch Virtual Academy. I've been in the district for 22 plus years. Before this role, I was the STEAM programs coordinator. STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. So I am all over technology. I like to call myself like a techie person. And I didn't take a class. I just like to tinker with things. And today we're gonna talk about education and technology. We're gonna start with what have we seen in the evolution of technology in the past 50 to 100 years, and then what we have seen in education. And then we're going to tap into what are we doing at our school thinking differently. Why do we have to do the same thing over and over when we know that probably is not working for all? So with that, we have one student connected. That's Miss Queen, most likely. No one. Oh, there's two. That's you?
Oh, yeah.
Right on. We got two. So we're going to start this. Hopefully, if you are watching us online, you go to joinpd.com and type the code that's on your screen. The code is going to be shown all the time. Enter the code and you can interact with us in this presentation. So that's us, and we're going to play in with per deck, and that's what you have on your phone. So the first question that I have for you, coming in.
Come on in, join. No, please join us. Have a seat.
So the first question is, and we're testing the system. Have you used Pear Deck before?
¿De what?
Pear Deck before?
¿Paradise?
No.
Oh,
¿Habla español?
sí.
Sí.
¿Qué es eso?
Estamos usando una aplicación para interactuar
Ok.
en línea. Váyase a su browser de internet, al navegador de internet.
En la,
Back one so they can see.
this is the Apple y this is the Android.
It doesn't matter. So let me just go back to.
Oh, it might not let you.
En su navegador de internet en el teléfono,
Oh,
póngale, en vez de ponerle google.com, cuando va a buscar algo, póngale joinpd.com.
así como estoy.
Y si no puede, no se preocupe porque esto es para los que están conectados en línea. Tenemos a, how many people are connected online?
2.
Two online and then us in person. So the reason why we're doing this is to have a hybrid conversation. No se preocupe, todo bien. Están ustedes aquí, eso es lo más importante. No se preocupen.
This is broken.
Oh,
Broken.
yeah, and we'll talk.
Okay, so we're gonna continue. Vamos a continuar. Y la primera pregunta es, tenemos a ¿cuántas personas conectadas? Tenemos a dos personas conectadas. Y la pregunta a través de la aplicación para la gente que está en línea y nosotros es de que si están listos para empezar. Are you guys ready to start the presentation? And I see that people are ready, so let's move on. We need to know if you are.
Oh, we have a question. We have a question online.
Okay.
But I don't know how to.
Dice que les salió enseñar.
Póngale, si alcanza a ver las letras de acá arriba.
Sí.
D de dedo, I, M, L, U, R. You're in. You're game. Like,
I'm there.
I'm like, come on, man, come on. What is this? Let's get the ball rolling. ¿Sí le salió algo?
Estaba pensando.
Ah, sí, ahora sí diga, le está preguntando cómo se siente. Escoge una de esas tres caritas. Y ahora sí va a ver que estamos ahí. Y la pregunta que les estoy haciendo es, si ustedes hablan español, or if you speak English, or if you speak and communicate both, en español y en inglés. So, and this is for us to know, how to handle the presentation, because we're going to be doing Spanglish, English, Spanish, back and forth, en inglés y en español. Esta sesión es multifacética, so we're doing a couple things at the same time. We're doing English and Spanish presentation. Estamos haciendo una presentación en inglés y en español. Y la estamos haciendo en persona y en línea. And we're doing this presentation in person with you and online with some people that are connected.
And you do have a question with someone who's connected, but I don't know if they can unmute because it looks like cameras have been
Disabled?
disabled and I think voice has been disabled.
And that's the way the
They
organizers set it up. So, but the chat is
The chat is, no,
not working?
they've disabled the chat too.
Okay. So see if you can connect with Jacob Dominguez on a different chat and for us to be able to communicate.
Okay.
So as we do that, we're gonna go on with the presentation. We want to know who's here, right? So we can explain and tailor the conversation to you. Queremos saber quiénes son ustedes para que la conversación sea más útil para ustedes. Y la pregunta que van a ver en su teléfono es quiénes son. Y tienen opciones. En la parte de abajo del lado derecho le va a dar unas opciones. So the questions, the options that you have when you're answering this question is either your parent, grandparent, aunt, uncle, or a curious person. I think it was like a concerned parent, something like that. Metiche le pusimos en español. Entonces vamos a ver si son metiches, si es una mamá, un papá, una abuela. Porque tenemos gente que no tiene ni hijos en el sistema y vienen aquí de metiches, which is good, está muy bien. ¿Ustedes metiches?
No,
Bueno.
casi un poquito, casi de capa.
Okay, so vamos a ver quién está aquí. So with that, let's see who's here. We have, and that's expected, right? We have parents. And this is the Parent Symposium, so that was expected. So, but we can see that there is a curious person. In Spanish, we call them metiches, which means sometimes nosy. Okay, so. ¿Todo bien allá atrás?
Pero no me sale bien.
No.
Le da ahí.
¿No le quieren ayudar a ustedes? Tenemos voluntarios.
No me sale. Puse este, pero no me sale.
Yeah, the next part of the conversation is, as parents, you might remember that device in the middle, right? So what is that in the middle? It's a TV, right? So
Television.
I'm gonna
Old
be,
television.
yeah, I'm gonna be asking you questions about technology that probably we lived with when we were kids. How many batteries, how often we needed to replace batteries for the remote of that TV?
It's a trick question.
It's a trick question. There was no remote. I was a remote. My mom or my dad will say, go and change the channel. I was,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remote, I know.
so before remotes, there was no remote. And then the antenna, I was the antenna. Like, they would go, and they were, the TV shows, they were just set. It was not like we had variety. It was
Right.
whatever was there, that's what we were watching, right?
Right.
And there were things, I don't know if you remember, there was always the same shows at the same time, usually at night, which was prime time, from 7, 8, and 9, that was like prime time because everyone was watching TV after dinner. But then, so that was TV. Now, when I went to school, high school, middle school, I didn't have a phone. And that was okay. I don't know if do you remember when you got your first phone?
Oh, yes. I had the, I actually know it's called a Star Trek
The Star Trek?
flip phone.
Is that the flip phone?
Yeah, the black ones when it came out,
Yes.
it was like
Was
I
that
had a Nokia.
it was in
97, probably 95, that's when those were,
Yeah.
right? So we've seen as people, we've seen the change in technology when it comes to entertainment, communications with phones. I tell when I was teaching in a classroom, I will tell the story to my students of, like I remember the challenge that it was for a guy to go to a girl and ask for her phone number, and it was the home phone number. So that was the biggest obstacle. Lo más difícil en nuestra edad en la prepa era ir con una muchacha y preguntarle el teléfono de su casa o conseguir el teléfono a través de un amigo. Once you had that phone with you, it was like,
And the
You-
Facebook.
you'll be at home, at your own home, when no one was there, and you was like, the nerve was just like, so you had all that waiting, like thinking, who's gonna pick up the phone? Her mom, her dad, I mean, all that stuff. And then you're on the phone and someone says, hello, and hang up. You didn't know, and they didn't know who you were. I mean, the process of doing that stuff did something to our generation, right? Now you guys don't do that. You don't even ask for phones. Kids these days don't ask for phone numbers. They don't even know the number. Instagram,
Yeah.
well, Facebook not that much, but Instagram is the thing. Like DM. They say DM me. Sounds a little off. But going back to this, technology has changed the way we live. La tecnología ha cambiado la forma en que vivimos, interactuamos como personas. But we're still human. Seguimos siendo seres humanos. Entonces, si vemos todos esos cambios en la tecnología, if we see all those changes in technology in our lifetime as parents, on the left, you see a picture taken 100 years ago in a classroom. On the right, you see a picture taken probably in the 2000s. Esos son nuestros salones. Sí, hay computadoras. Sí, tenemos cosas como estas. Hay cosas más nuevas. This last year, we've seen more technology embedded in the classrooms because of the pandemic, right? Because of the pandemic, one of the positive things of all the awful things that have happened is that we've seen in education that technology can help us and students can learn and it's okay. It's different. It's just a different way of doing things. Y está bien que hagamos las cosas diferentes. Pero algo que a mí me interesa saber de todos, incluyendo nuestros estudiantes que son voluntarios, one thing that I'm really curious to learn from all of us is, give me through the application that we're using today, or share with the group, one word that you remember of that teacher, un maestro, one word that can describe that teacher that you remember the most, like how can you encapsulate what a teacher is with one word? What would that be? ¿Qué sería una palabra? Hola, buenos días, pase, pase. Claro que sí. ¿Cuál sería esa palabra que nos pudiera describir a un maestro? ¿Qué será? So what is one word to describe one of the teachers that you might remember? Like, oh, I remember Miss or Mr. So-and-so. So what would that be?
Care.
Care, right?
Yeah.
Care. So that's one. That's a good one. That's the strongest one. Because teachers need to care, number one. What's another word that comes to mind? ¿Cuál es otra palabra? ¿Cómo se describe un buen maestro? ¿Qué es un buen maestro?
Excelente maestro, o tiene que ser
Un buen maestro, un maestro perrón, un maestro inolvidable, un maestro espectacular, un maestro que le ha cambiado la vida, alguien que recuerda porque hizo algo en su vida.
Puede ser porque tuvo
No, pero tiene que ser una palabra.
Una palabra para describir.
De por sí
Sí,
no traigo
por
un
ejemplo,
pensamiento.
And we're doing this in English and Spanish, and we're in person and we're online, and we're using an application. So the people that are online, they're using a system that we have. Las personas que están en línea están usando un. Oh, look at that. We have people. We have
Considerate,
considerate.
patient.
We have
You
caring,
just said that.
Oh,
Right
oh,
on.
nice.
patient, engaging. So I don't see any of those words, and nobody said anything about being an expert in the content, right? Like I didn't hear someone said, tiene que ser un experto en la materia. I didn't hear that. Nobody said he has to be an expert in the class that he's teaching or she's teaching.
Who said patient? Patient?
Patience?
Patient.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Patient?
Like, I don't see an elementary school teacher without patience,
No.
right? So, as you can see, the words that we use to describe an excellent teacher is not in any way related or connected to the content. Go into the content. We know that content is everywhere. You can learn anything at any time. You can solve any problem at any time. You have a wealth of information. And the problem, one of the problems that our students are facing that we didn't face, uno de los problemas que los estudiantes de ahora tienen que enfrentar, que nosotros en nuestra generación no tuvimos, es de que en nuestra generación teníamos que ir a las bibliotecas, teníamos que buscar libros, nuestros papás tenían que invertir en comprar, ¿cómo se llamaban? Enciclopedias. Right? You remember that? So our generation,
Yes.
we had to go to libraries, go to bookstores, like encyclopedias at home. It was the lack of information. Nowadays, content is everywhere. But at the same time, the challenge for the students is the distractions are everywhere.
Yes.
And because the content and the information and this information is everywhere, what students today need to learn is to develop, critical mindset and really understand what they're looking at. And am I wasting my time watching videos all day? Am I wasting my time interacting with social media? Why am I doing these things? Estoy perdiendo mi tiempo en el teléfono. Se me va el día en el teléfono. ¿Por qué? ¿Y qué estoy haciendo? Aquí les voy a preguntar a las personas que están aquí y las personas que están en línea. I'm going to ask you the following questions. And if you're online, you can reply by participating through the app. So the question that I have for you is, when we went to school, we were assigned classes. That's the way it works. Cuando fuimos a la escuela nos daban materias porque así era. Nos daban 6, 7 o hasta 8 materias. Will it be nice to have less classes than the ones that were assigned to us? Nos hubiera gustado que hubiéramos tenido menos clases al mismo tiempo en lugar de que nos dieran 6 o 7 clases al mismo tiempo. Will it be nice? Easier maybe? Más fácil? Right? Maybe. ¿Qué tal si nos hubieran dado más tiempo en las clases en las que tuvimos dificultad? What if we were given more time on the classes that we struggled the most instead of getting Fs? ¿Qué tal si nos daban más tiempo en las clases que necesitábamos ayuda en vez de que nos reprobaran? Pretty nice, right? ¿Por qué tenemos que entrar a la escuela a las 7 de la mañana en la prepa? Y yo sé que eso va a cambiar el próximo año. So why do we have to start school 7 a.m. in the morning? And I know it's going to change next year, but it has been something that has happening. So all those questions, todas estas preguntas, lo que hacemos es en Launch Academy empezamos el día con why. ¿Por qué esto? And every time we ask ourselves, why is this happening? How we can change it. And we answer ourselves with what if. So this is the segue into what we're gonna talk to you about Launch, our school, Launch Virtual Academy. So Launch Virtual Academy es la primera escuela en línea del distrito. Launch Academy is the first online school of the district. We've been in existence for 2 years. Last year it was a program. This year we're a school. El año pasado era un programa. Este año somos una escuela. De hecho, el día de ayer recibimos nuestra acreditación como una escuela real por el WASC Accreditation Committee. Ha sido una aventura y continúa siendo una aventura. It's a challenge. So last year it was a program with 200 students, 250 students and 10 teachers. This year we have 725 students and 32 teachers. We have students 7 through 12. Tenemos estudiantes del 7 al 12. We have a pretty different way of looking at school, and Ms. Quinn is going to help me explain the differences in why we're doing what things. So we are an online environment where we can provide the traditional academic experience of the students, and the students can go as fast as they want. Pueden ir tan rápido como ellos quieren, o pueden tomarse el tiempo que necesitan para aprender. En los estudiantes no sacan Fs, los estudiantes no reprueban. The students don't get an F in Launch Academy. We push them, and we give them time to really learn, not just because this is the way we've been doing school. Something that we need to know is Lunch Academy follows what, Ms. Quinn?
So Launch Academy is part of the Sweetwater Union High School District. That means we follow the same calendar as Sweetwater, same vacation breaks, everything is the same.
And that's important to know. ¿Tiene una pregunta?
Por ejemplo, para los niños especiales también tienes algún
Claro.
o todavía no.
Claro, y eso va a ser parte de la presentación. Aceptamos estudiantes con IEPs y 504s, pero tenemos que revisar el IEP.
Sí,
Depende
los
del-
easy, okay.
Depende de la situación. The question was if we have students with IEPs or 504s. If you know what an IEP is or 504, you know. If you don't know, you don't need it. So yes, we do have students with IEPs and 504s. But we share that we have the same school calendar because our families have kids in different systems. And if you are in South Bay, most likely you're going to elementary school. Oh, that's the screen. Gracias.
Uh-oh, there you go.
Technology, right?
Yeah.
So, como estaba diciendo, tenemos el mismo calendario escolar porque en las familias de nuestra comunidad hay estudiantes que van en la primaria, secundaria y preparatoria. Si estamos en South Bay, tenemos el mismo calendario. However, our school is on 24/7, Monday through Monday. Eso es diferente. So, Ms. Quinn, what are the three main elements of success that we define at Launch Academy?
So at Launch, we have something for every student called an academic coach. And the academic coach is the person who is responsible for the student. So every academic coach only has 25 kids. And that's the person that our students go to with any question that they have. So it's a trusted adult that they know can help them with schoolwork, can help them with attendance, can help them if they have, anxiety, depression, can refer them to the right person. If they're struggling, they need tutoring, they are the person they go to, and that person helps them to find the right resources in our program. And that teacher is only in charge of those 25 kids, so they build good relationships.
And I'm sure.
Pero puedes hacer en español, ¿no?
Claro que sí.
Mi español es malo un poquito.
Algo que tenemos en Launch Academy es bien importante cuando hay una persona que se preocupa por one of the words that we shared initially was caring. So who is that caring person that's going to be connected to a student along the way? En nuestro sistema lo llamamos una academy coach. Un maestro que está asignado a más de 25 estudiantes y les ayuda todo el tiempo que está con nosotros. Asistencia, problemas con tecnología, no le entiende, no sabe cómo hacer las cosas. Y tratamos que esa conexión sea humana y siempre esté ahí, que sea el primer punto de contacto y de servicio de nosotros hacia el estudiante, porque el estudiante no está con nosotros. El siguiente punto es nuestra educación es personalizada. Cada estudiante va tan rápido como puede, o quiere, o intenta, y no lo vamos a detener, o lo vamos a empujar a que no se entretenga, que no pierda tiempo. Esto es difícil porque los estudiantes están acostumbrados a la tecnología como entretenimiento y quieren tomar las clases como si fuera un videojuego. Entonces nuestros exámenes, nuestras actividades no son videojuegos, son exámenes. En cada clase intentamos incorporar actividades únicas y personalizadas de tal forma que no haya forma que lo puedas copiar, en donde tú lo tienes que hacer. Entonces, en vez de memorizar contenido, tienes que aplicar el contenido que estás viendo en tus clases. Y el tercer punto es, nosotros no seguimos semestres, seguimos cuatrimestres, o trimestres sería en español. En 3 meses, que son 9 o 10 semanas, los estudiantes toman 3 clases a la vez. Solamente 3 clases, no más. Y ahorita les vamos a explicar por qué 3 clases. Y dentro de un semestre normal, hay 2 trimestres. Y eso se ve de la siguiente forma. So this is the way it looks this is second semester for us. Within second semester, we have 2 quarters. En el segundo semestre tenemos 2 cuartos. So how does it work, Ms. Quinn? We have two quarters here.
So this is our Q3 and our Q4. Right now, we're in a Q4 system. It's 9 weeks. So you see the students started on April the 4th. And then you can see it goes all the way down to June.
We are here, this is week
Yep.
5 for us,
That's
right?
week 5 right there. And during that quarter, there's 2 progress reports. So every 3 weeks, the teacher is telling you, a progress report home. This is how your student is doing. And then when they get to the very end of that 9-week quarter, they have finished 3 classes, and all of those classes are equivalent or equal to a semester. So if they take English, it's 9 weeks, but they are finished with a full semester of English. Done. Math, the same thing. But the nice thing is it's only 3 classes. So instead of focusing on English, math, science, 6 classes or 7 classes, we have
Or
a
8.
student here,
That's gonna take
7
8.
classes next year, 8 classes, it's 3 at a time. But if they can do the 3, we could give them another one and they could go faster and even finish early. We have a little over 100 seniors this year, and about 60 have already finished all their requirements and are done as of quarter 3.
El sistema que tenemos es, dentro del mismo cuarto, son 3 clases a la vez.
Ujú.
Esas 9, 10 semanas tienen para terminar esas 3 clases. Hay estudiantes que pueden tomar 4 o hay estudiantes que les damos 2. Depende de la situación en la que están, si tienen que corregir clases que reprobaron o si quieren acelerar. Y si quieren acelerar, ¿por qué quieren acelerar? Si quieren acelerar porque los papás están de metiches o porque el estudiante tiene planes después de la preparatoria. Tenemos alrededor de 100, 110 seniors este año, alrededor de 60 ya terminaron high school con nosotros y no se ha acabado el año escolar. So this is interesting, very interesting the way we're doing this. The way it looks for credits is like this. If you go to a comprehensive school, si a una escuela normal, le van a dar por lo menos 6 clases. Hay escuelas que dan 7 o 8. Al final del semestre, no importa lo que haya pasado en la vida de los estudiantes, se murió la abuelita, nos cambiaron de casa, perdió mi papá el trabajo, mis papás se divorciaron, tuvo una enfermedad el estudiante, no importa lo que haya pasado, el estudiante va a recibir una calificación de la A a la F. Muy probablemente si tuvo dificultades va a ser una F. Y esa F se le va a cargar por el resto de su historia académica y le va a afectar en sus planes después de preparatoria. Vamos a suponer que everything was fine. That student passed those 6 classes first semester. Each class will give them 1 credit. Cada clase da un crédito. Al final del primer semestre, at the end of the first semester, that student is going to end up with 6 credit. Second semester, 6 more classes, which are the second version of the first semester classes. That's 6 more credits. At the end of the year, 12 credits. El segundo semestre es la misma historia, pero la segunda versión de la primera clase. En la primer semestre fue inglés 9A. El segundo semestre es inglés 9B. Y así es como funciona. Now, with us, this is the uniqueness about our system. In our quarters, the students take 3 classes. Remember, 3 classes. If the student finished 3 classes, 3 credits, next quarter, 3 more credits, so that's 6. By the end of the first semester, al final del primer semestre, va a acabar igual con 6 créditos o más, dependiendo del estudiante.
And so it's the same as a comprehensive site, then they get the same.
It is the same. Now, something different here is this. If one of those 3 classes the student doesn't finish, because life happens. Si el estudiante no termina una de esas 3 clases, because life happens. If the student doesn't finish, the student is not getting an F. The student needs more time. We know that. Something happened. The student needs more time. Let's assume that out of those 3 classes, the student finished 2 and 1 is incomplete, right? So by the end of the quarter, the student is going to get an incomplete. It's not an F, it's an incomplete, which means that the student needs more time. Al final del cuarto, si una clase no terminó de esas 3, le vamos a poner un incomplete. No es una F, pero el incomplete nos dice que necesita más tiempo. La pregunta es, the question is, when is that student going to finish the incompletes? Well, there's plenty of time. Hay muchísimo tiempo en el año para trabajar en los incompletes. If you remember, between quarter 1 and quarter 2, we have a break. Entre el primer cuarto y el segundo cuarto trimestre del primer semestre hay unas vacaciones.
Fall break.
Fall break. How many weeks of fall break?
Our students would know how many weeks of fall break. 2.
2. So guess what? If this were to be quarter 1 and quarter 2, and you didn't finish one of your 3 classes on the first quarter, here's full break. That's when you can continue working those 2 weeks of break. Let's say it was not enough. When is the next break?
When is the next break, guys?
After fall.
Yeah.
¿Cuándo es las siguientes vacaciones después del invierno?
Yeah, winter.
Winter. How many weeks in winter?
Three.
3. And then we have another break in the segundo semester. We have another break in the second
Spring
semester.
first,
Spring
and then
break.
summer.
2 more
Correct.
weeks. So you see the time is there, right? And then if everything fails, we have summer. Si todo falla, tenemos el verano. ¿Cuántas semanas en el verano?
Oh, es como un mes.
Son como 6 semanas, más de un mes. So the time is there. However, going back to this example, and that kid that passed 2 out of the 3 classes, this student is gonna continue working during spring break on that class that's incomplete. And still, starting fresh next quarter, we're gonna provide support 3 more weeks for that kid to finish. So technically, on that class that you're struggling with, you have 10 plus 2, 12, plus 3 more, 15 weeks to finish that class. Básicamente, si el estudiante necesita el tiempo para trabajar en esa clase, tiene no 10 semanas, pero 15 semanas. Pero no es sencillo. ¿Cómo se ve el día a día de un estudiante en Launch Academy? How does it look, the day-to-day interactions for a student? This session is 40 minutes, right? Esta sesión es de 40 minutos. Nuestras sesiones son de 40 minutos. Ms. Quinn, how does it work every day?
So you see there's 8 periods, but the kids are only taking 3 classes. On Mondays, let's say they have period 1, 3, and 5. Those are the only periods they're assigned. So we only give them 3 periods, 1, 3, 5. They would meet for 15 minutes. Their teacher would say, this is what you're going to do for the week. Do this, you can stay on track. This is how you get ahead if you'd like to get ahead. Then on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, they meet for 40 minutes twice a week with their teacher. So let's say period 1, you'd meet from 9:30 to 10:10 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you're not in class all the time, but you're doing work at home all the time. And then my favorite is the office hours at the bottom. That's where you can meet with your teacher just by yourself. That means you and your teacher online can meet, and anything you need help with, they'll help you, as well as parents can meet during that time with teachers as well. I think it's loading still.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch it. This looks like the one we play with, but it's not the one we play with. We're gonna simulate, vamos a simular un estudiante. ¿Qué te parece? Dame un número del 1 al 8. 5. Give me a number between 1 and 8 that is not a 5. 4, 5. Give me a number between 1 and 8 that is not 4 or 5. 6. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So that's 4, you say 4, 5, and 6?
4, 5, 6.
4, 5,
6.
and 6. So for that student, para ese estudiante que tiene periodos 4, 5 y 6, porque el master schedule así funcionó, el lunes va a ver a sus maestros, la primera clase empieza a las 10:30 por 15 minutos y en esa clase les dicen, el plan de esta semana este es, para que ustedes hagan el trabajo. Si lo hacen, van a estar a ritmo de terminar la clase a tiempo. Si no lo hacen, no se va a acabar el mundo, pero procuren de estar a tiempo con el plan de la semana. So that's when the teacher lays the plan for the week. 15 minutes each class. It's not like a long show of the teacher trying to teach. This is the plan. So that's for that student, the first class starts at 10:30, then 10:50, and then 11:10. So for Monday, that's the only time that student is connected online. From Tuesday through Friday, on Tuesdays, the only class online for 40 minutes is going to be at 11, from 11 to 11:40. And that's it. That's weird, right? That's it. So what happens the rest of the time? And the same is for Thursday. And then on Wednesday, that student that we define has class at 10:15 and 11. And that's it. Every student is moving at a different pace. The student has access to the content. Remember, we talked about content is available and accessible? So technically, we need teachers for what we said earlier. Necesitamos los maestros para lo que dijimos antes. They need to be caring. They need to have patience. They need to guide. we don't really need them that much for instruction because the content is everywhere, literally everywhere. So our students have access to the content and they can move at their own pace. And that's weird and that's different.
Looks good.
Yeah, it's. I don't know where that's coming from.
Okay, you want to check is there? So,
No, it's not, I think
It's
it's
not us?
I think it's them, because we have
Okay.
about a couple more minutes.
oh, we have 2 more minutes. So, because everyone's moving at a different pace, porque todos los estudiantes se mueven a diferente velocidad, we have a bunch of office hours where every student can meet individually with the teacher online, over the phone, or in person if necessary.
And parents can meet too.
And parents can meet too. Y los papás también se pueden reunir con los estudiantes. El schedule está definido de una forma que no les entorpezca la vida a los estudiantes y a las familias. The schedule is set up in a way that students have freedom and flexibility and they can do different things. But we're running out of time. I just want to close, well, I don't want to close, but what else do we offer? So all this online stuff is cool. Esto de la educación en línea es muy suave, pero yo, ¿qué tal si mi hijo juega deportes? Yo quiero que mi hijo juegue deportes, quiero que esté en mariachi, quiero que esté en banda, quiero que esté en baile folclórico, quiero que haga robótica, quiero que haga... So that's what's also unique and special about us, because as the students go to us for the academic piece, they're still connected to all the extracurricular in-person programs that we offer, and that includes Compact for Success.
We offer advanced placement courses. We have partnerships with Southwestern College where they can take free classes online through Southwestern College and get college credit. And then we offer all kinds of support, both virtual and in person, tutoring and counseling services. We have some of the best counselors in the entire district with us and great teachers.
And just to give you an example, para darles un ejemplo, Ms. Araki, she is this year the San Diego County Counselor of the Year, and she is our head counselor at Launch Academy.
For
So it's-
all of San Diego.
And she has been a counselor in the district for many years, and she came to us and she's helping us build a school that combines everything that she has seen as a counselor. Y es un honor tener a Ms. Araki con nosotros. So it's, we're really blessed of the team that we have and the things that we're doing. Is it perfect? No. ¿Está perfecto? No. Pero hoy estamos mejor que ayer y mañana va a ser un día mejor que el día de hoy.
Ustedes les dieron la oportunidad como nosotros en fueras que si terminas la high school, te puedes ir a la Universidad de San Diego o no.
Sí,
Están en contrato con
también. Nuestros estudiantes, nosotros somos parte de Sweetwater.
Sí, pero ya ve que hay ciertos
Las reglas.
reglas.
Sí,
y detalles.
nosotros seguimos las mismas reglas y nuestros estudiantes son parte del programa de Compact for Success. The question was that if our students participate in programs like Compact for Success, like with San Diego State,
Yeah.
yes, we are part of Sweetwater. I don't know if you know, Sweetwater High School District is the largest secondary school district in the entire state of California. The largest school district in the state is LA Unified, but it has elementary, middle, and high. We have 7 middle school and high schools. We are the largest secondary school in the entire state. Because of that, the pool and the force that the district has, we ride on that way. Porque el distrito es enorme y tiene muchas cosas que ofrecer y nosotros somos parte del distrito. Nuestros estudiantes se benefician de eso. Cuando hacemos esta presentación nos preguntan que si somos un charter school, que si cobramos tuition. When we have these presentations, people ask us if we charge tuition, if there's any costs,
No,
if the student needs to buy computers.
we give devices.
We give everything to the student. We give the device. There's no internet. We give them a hotspot. We are part of the free and public education system of the state, and we are part of Sweetwater Union High School District. And I'm just going to close with this. Voy a cerrar la presentación con esto. Is online learning for everyone? The answer is no.
No.
Right? It depends on why, and it depends on what you want to do after high school. Depende del estudiante, de la situación de la familia y lo que quieren hacer después de la preparatoria. Algo que vemos, we have been a solution for many families that need a transition period. Nos hemos convertido en una solución para familias que necesitan estar en un periodo de transición. And our students are thriving. Most of our students are thriving. We have students that are not thriving. Hay estudiantes que tienen dificultad y estamos ayudándolos.
But we're working with them to
We're
find out where is best.
And now closing is this. A good teacher, un buen maestro, never ever will be replaced by any technology. And we've seen this through our own personal history. Un buen maestro nunca va a ser reemplazado por ninguna tecnología, no importa cuán avanzada se vuelva, porque somos seres humanos. We're human beings and we need that human connection. And if you remember those words we talk about, caring, patience,
Patient.
optimistic, and developing those relationships, those are the things that we care and those are the things we want to develop. Muchas gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. You can stay here and ask questions if you want. Gracias por estar aquí. Si tienen preguntas, se pueden quedar, seguimos platicando. But I know our session has 40 minutes. Ms. Quinn, closing comments?
Thank you so much for coming today. If you have any questions, please stay or visit our website. And I believe the next session starts pretty soon, so I hope you have another good session coming up. Okay, thank you. Gracias.
Gracias a nuestros voluntarios. Thank you, volunteers, for being here. Good to meet you all.
You too.
Gracias. por
Gracias.
I still love you here, man. It's amazing.
Next page. Next room.